Okay, let me tour the inside of the vehicle for you now. There are lots of handy little nooks and crannies, an extra cup holder just right even here in the door. Power windows, power locks, cruise control, all that normal stuff. This seat goes forward, backward, and reclines. Very, well, sorry, I thought this shade would show things better. But the mixed lighting isn't helping, but very clean seats. We've always kept covers on them. This center console has 4 more cup holders, plus 2 more that slide out there. So you have 8 cup holders between the door, and these 6 right here. No lack of room to put your drinks. There are 2 of these 12-volt power stations down here, plus a USB port that will charge, or it will also help you connect to download to the system. It does have a hard drive in the radio. You can preload your songs or books on tape or anything like that as well, or simply just play what's already on your phone and or device straight into the radio. So that's pretty handy. It's a satellite radio, and I don't have the key in. Oh, it will open. There's a DVD player, CD player, DVD in here, and the AC and heat is 3-zone, so you can actually set it for the passenger, the driver, and the rear can all have different zones of heat and air conditioning on them. Chrysler did put in an economy mode. Here you get a little better fuel efficiency if you keep that on. Hazards. There is a 110-volt plug back there, so if you want to plug in a traditional plug, I'll show you more of that there, but this is controlled here, and this is the traction control. This does have anti-lock brakes and traction control. This actually has a compartment here, so you can store things in here, holds CDs very well, and it also opens out and has a cavernous thing here, and you can actually also back it up all the way here so that the people or person in the wheelchair or anybody here in the center area can use this for their cup holders also, which is definitely handy. These armrests do flip up and down on both sides. This is, as I said, the Braun companion van conversion. That means this pulls manually down. We are kind of on a downward slope. This is quite a bit of a slope down here, but it adapts fine to being up on a curb or down or whatever you need it to be. So this is very simple to pull in and out. One-handed, easy, lightweight operation. And then you do have this whole center area for the wheelchair. We did upgrade to the rubber floors in here, which is very nice. So these are your tracks through here, and I did grab one of the Q strengths so I can show you that simply slides into, it's hard to do one-handed for that part. But these do slide, there we go, into there. And then this is how you tie down the wheelchair. You do 4 of these. So you can completely customize if you want the chair to that side or this side or centered. You can definitely move these down, up and down along the things. So this is the other side, the back part. Same thing, you put your Q-straints or whatever kind of tie downs you want to use back here. And then there are the seat belts, and that goes in as well. So you can, we use this seat belt actually from this side for the wheelchair usually, and then we keep the other end of the seat belt fits into this track and comes up and around the wheelchair user. There is another cup holder there in the side door. There's a button here that will open and close the doors on both sides. For your back passengers, you have 3 seats back here, and there's definitely a lot of space for various things along the sides. There's dual cup holders on this side, some extra space. The overhead seat belt does come down from the ceiling there. It recesses better than what I've got this up here now. It slides in there a certain way so it's up out of the way. You can, if somebody's not riding back here, you can flip the headrests down out of the way. And I actually just put this one back in to take pictures. I usually just pop this one all the way out and leave it out. I don't usually have 3 passengers in the back, so that's definitely an option. These seats, I'm gonna try and keep it in the frame. These seats do recline. So this is sitting all the way up. You can see this one's reclined compared to that. So the split seats recline one side and the other, or they will also fold flat if you just want to load stuff back here. So that is the configuration here. There is those rear air vents. There are 4 back here, so you can adjust that. Somebody in the back can also reach up and adjust their own zone in the back there. Reading lights, more reading lights, hooks, grab bars. There's nice seat back storage on both sides there. That door also has a button for, I can't do it now with the ramp out obviously. And oh, there's tons of overhead storage here too. So we've sometimes just kind of hooked our iPad up here to watch videos when we were going down the road, and that worked out very well. You can keep sunglasses or store stuff or whatever you need to up here though too. So there's this whole series of these all the way up, and including another one in the very front. So we keep our sunglasses there. You can pop this like that, so you've got a clear view to your back seat passengers. So if you've got kiddos or somebody medically fragile back here, that's definitely very handy to keep an eye on what's going on inside the cabin without turning around while you're driving. And This is also buttons for the sliding doors, the back, and you can turn off the ability to make those power sliding doors. These little guys, you can actually program those buttons, and then you don't need to do your garage door opener. You can actually program that to open your garage door for you. From the front here, taking a look up here, this is your on-off for your cruise control, resume, set, cancel, and then you can bump up and down the speed. So if you set it and you're at 65 and you want to creep up to 67, you can just hit that plus key instead of resetting it. That's pretty handy. So that's cruise on that side. And then this side is a lot of your radios and things like that. So your VR, you can hit that and then it activates the voice response. And if you've synced your phone to the van, you can actually just hit that button and say, call mom. And it will say, do you want to call mom? And you say yes. And then it rings and you can go completely hands-free on that. This will allow you to answer a call, and this is for the menu items in the dashboard there. There's different settings and things that can come up there. So you can check your fuel economy, you can set your trip odometers, you can, gosh, there's a million different functions in there that you can flip through. You can flip through it and ask it to check your text messages and read them to you. There's all kinds of things. And then speedometer and temperature gauge. We do have 140,494 miles on this as of this moment. And then your speedometer and your gas gauge, your gear shifter. Oh, this does also have the auto stick, which is kind of nice. So if you pull this down into here, you can see this says minus and plus. You can actually manually change gears. That can be handy if you're in a lot of snow and you want to stay down into first gear and give yourself a little bit more traction and power. That definitely helps. Or if you want to if you're somewhere and you really want to save some fuel economy, you can upshift. So we haven't used that very much, but it is kind of a neat feature to the van. And then what I don't know how to show you is there's actually buttons right here where these two fingers are. So there's an up and a down and a middle button. And then I think, yeah, up and down and middle button over on this side, on the back of this as well. And that's kind of cool. You can turn, I know, the radio volume up and down. You can change the channel. You can turn on and off the radio. And I'm not 100% sure what everything else does there. Then this is your just different windshield wiper and bright lights and stuff like that on that side. And lights, we usually just leave it on auto. It does have daytime running lamps. You can turn off pretty much all of your vents, so you can completely shut it off or have it all the way on or somewhere in between. There are some cute little blue lights. I don't think you can really see them. They kind of glow up here above this, and it's too bright out to be able to see that. And then the interior lights up and down, and then the brightness and dimness of the dashboard you can do there. And then all these vents you can close off, open up, or multi-direction. All of those.